let's talk about the economy, y'all. And that is, man, the jobs report came out on Friday, and I see why Donald Trump trying to blow up Iran because the economy absolutely sucks. The jobs that we are losing, and it's beyond hilarious to listen to these maggots talk about how great Donald Trump is doing with the economy when that is not the case, y'all. The Bureau of Labor Statistics released their February report and just showed how bad it is. The labor force lost 92,000 jobs. Overall unemployment rate goes up 4.4%. Black unemployment rate going higher and higher, 7.7%. Yeah, that's real, okay? Black men, it dropped to 7%, but overall it went up. And we see what's going on, y'all. Is black women, it jumped to 7.1%. Morgan Harper is the Director of Policy and Advocacy at the American Economic Liberties Project. She joins us right now. Morgan at the airport, at least, Morgan, you not having to deal with like, at the TSA there. My wife was in Houston yesterday. 5-hour wait lines at the airport because of TSA. Yeah, it was crazy. MAGA real quiet about this jobs report in February, huh?
Yeah. I mean, this is a very, very bad jobs report. And, Roland, all the caveat, it's just 1 month, sure. And we've heard, some experts say that, but it's a very, very bad month to see the only piece of the economy, as we've talked about month after month, that has been gaining jobs, which is healthcare, to now also be losing jobs. We saw healthcare jobs go down. That is just the latest sign that there are real problems that continue to bubble up to the surface. And if you dig into this, you'll see that there was a strike going on. Kaiser Permanente, that has a big presence on the West Coast healthcare system, had workers striking. So that's going to be the official explanation of this. But again, why is it that we have an economy where the only growth is happening through the healthcare sector? That is a problem. Manufacturing down, warehouse down, transportation down, construction down. So we'll continue to see, how this all develops next month too. But this is really troubling. I think the other, the figures you pointed out about Black unemployment, very, very disconcerting. That Black women are hemorrhaging jobs right now. The federal jobs continue to go down. That's something we have to really be sounding the alarm about. And then just overall, I mean, the things that don't get reported here, and we're starting to see more regularity with the reports of layoffs. Block, big tech company, thought of as, not some like real risky, adventurous type of tech company, payment systems, Cash App, these are well-known brands to a lot of us. They were laying off thousands of people, last week that they announced. And so we're going to continue to see some elements of job loss that are driven by things like AI, for sure. But a lot of this is self-inflicted harm by administration that has no coherent economic policy agenda.
I thought this was supposed to be the golden years. Oh my God, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, that's what we were told, and instead, what we have is a real pay-to-play administration. If you have the money that you can get a meeting with the White House, then you can get potentially your deal through, or get your industry to not face the same level of regulation. Something that we've talked about, actually we were just talking about during the State of the Union about these institutional investors with housing. Speaking of Atlanta, big issue in Atlanta. They're now trying to lobby to make sure that they aren't allowed to build as many homes to rent, lobbying Congress right now because they think that they can get away with it. That we see today that the DOJ Antitrust Division Ticketmaster case, huge thing that venues across the country, people who own independent venues have been calling for change here, that they've negotiated some backroom deal that now a federal judge today had to say, hey, you all don't get to negotiate some deal, not talk about it, have a day of trial today, and then expect that I'm going to be okay with that. We are so into unprecedented territory with things coming out of this administration, and the real consequences are ones that we, actual people out here, are going to continue to be living with.
Oh, absolutely. And you got people like Charles Gasparino who are going, this war with Iran is going to be great. He's going to take the mullahs out, and oil is going to be down to $40 a barrel. I'm like, dude, I don't know what hell world you're living in.
Yeah, the gas prices are good. Well, one, yeah, agreed. I mean, there's no strategic reason to be entering the war in Iran. A little outside my area, but I don't think you need to be some specialist in foreign policy to know that that makes no sense, and we don't have any track record with managing these situations well. And then, yeah, I mean, the direct consumer impact to increase gas prices. I mean, in Ohio, we saw pretty much overnight, it was going up by 60 cents a gallon, et cetera. So, with folks already trying to balance so many costs and the increase in costs, beef, different groceries, utilities, to now have gas be this other thing that had been stable for a while that we're now seeing spike because of this ridiculous intervention in Iran, doesn't make any sense. And it's only going to continue to really hurt people, bottom line.
Absolutely. All right, Morgan, catch your flight. We appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Roland. Talk to you soon.
This is not Congo, a great economy, and the Republicans can try to spin it as much as they can, but that dog won't hunt.
Yeah, and every single day it's getting worse. As a lot of people say, the biggest sign of how poorly the economy is doing, we're seeing it every single day on billboards when we look at the gas prices. And it's, around my way over here, it goes up every single day. And I'm just looking at every sector of the economy, every sector of this country is struggling in some way, shape, or form. And we know that these gas prices are going to allow for people to not be able to get to work. So they're probably going to get laid off as well. And all of this talk, and I mean, even today, Scott Besson, oh yeah, well, once this conflict is over, prices are going to go down, and they're going to go down rapidly. Like, they have no idea what they're doing, and every single day, the American people continue to get squeezed. And I'm hoping, Roland, that it's finally enough for many of these guys who put Trump in office, these farmers, all of these guys who talk about having maybe a little bit of buyer's remorse or whatever, but still stuck with him, to finally rise up. I mean, this is time to be voting people out of office. This is time to be boycotting some companies that are supporting him. There are ways that Americans can respond to this that are going to make the administration stop some of its ignorant and disrespectful and just really problematic actions. But if people just kind of say, oh, this is messed up, and just, sigh and just go on about their business, Trump is going to continue to destroy this country. And people can talk about recessions, but I'm seeing a depression coming with what they're talking about. I feel like we've been in a recession, even though you have to wait several months. But I'm looking at what's happened now. I feel like we're already there, and a depression is on the way. This man does not know what he's doing, and we're all suffering because of it.
Thelma?
I totally agree with the part about this being a depression, because when you look at the economy and how this administration really does not care. They did not come into office to stabilize or grow the economy. They came with one thing in mind, which was to make themselves richer and make the people who support them richer. And that's one of my biggest concerns, is the amount of fraud that is taking place, that is draining the taxpayers of this country, while it is enriching the individuals who are committing this under this administration. I mean, giving someone $140 plus million after starting a business 8 days before giving it to them is a clear indication that this administration not only is reckless, that they don't care about even the individuals that put them into office. And it's very concerning, even more so, to see that healthcare is being affected, not only just African Americans, but now I'm thinking like, okay, are we going to have to worry about the actual trade companies at some point? Because the way this economy is going, in a way that they don't care, and they're just doing whatever they want, like starting a useless, unnecessary war, is in return to diminish the United States in a whole and its economic power.
Scott?
Yeah, what I find really amazing, even for the Trump administration, is they inherited a pretty good economy. We had inflation, don't get me wrong, because that was the COVID investment that led to inflation. But the other economic numbers were pretty stable and pretty low. Employment, we had low unemployment. You had high manufacturing jobs were on the rise. And all the economic indicators, other than inflation, and that was coming down at the end, we're in good shape. People weren't feeling it, but there seemed to be some progress there. What's ironic to me and hypocritical is that Donald Trump ran on building a strong economy on day one. Now we're a year in, and it's not so much his economic decisions that really blow you away. It's his own economic terrorism that is driving the economy in a negative way that he is driving. The tariffs are making prices go up, not down, because we're paying that tax, right? The oil prices were down, Now they're going up because we voluntarily joined a war with Israel. By the way, we have different we have different strategic pieces as to why we're in that war, but they're not consistent with Israel, quite frankly. But again, more economic terrorism. The administration is affirmatively damaging and killing a once decent economy, not perfect. And yet he campaigned on just the opposite. And now in office, he continues to talk about how great the economy is, but the numbers don't match and his policies don't match. And it's causing a lot of economic havoc on not just day-to-day people, but the economic numbers themselves. We're up to close to 4.55% unemployment now. Interest rates still haven't come all the way down. And yet you have the rhetoric of Donald Trump and the administration, and then you have the political and economic reality that's staring us in the face. They don't match, and yet MAGA and the Republicans continue to support what is economically nonsensical. That just blows me away. Notwithstanding how what you feel about the administration and what they've done in the past and what you predicted they would do, that is still some incredible stuff to really deal with. And how you fix it, who knows? They won't be able to because they keep killing it.
Well, but they claim that they are just so amazing when it comes to the economy. And let me just remind people,
Just rhetoric,
you've
all
seen
talk.
the most losses of American jobs under Republican presidents and the largest gains among Democratic presidents. That's just a fact. All right.